Okay, I'm gonna try to do this in 5 minutes or less. And I just want to talk about where we focus our energy. And when I say we or whatever, I'm really pertaining to myself. And if it resonates with you, then you share this with me. So during the day, I'm aware of where I spend my energy and I focus it because I keep a list at the end of the day. Before I leave the studio, I reflect on what I did the whole day. So if I spend 5 hours painting and 2 hours scrolling through social media, I know that that's an hour and a half more I could have spent on my passion. And I'm not saying don't do social media or have outlets. I'm saying before you say you don't have time to do something that is in alignment with your highest passion or your best version of yourself, look at what you do have time for. And what doesn't suit you, find out for yourself if it's habit or if it's necessity. Because if it's just a habit to spend 5 minutes every hour, I don't know, smoking a cigarette, it's a habit. It's not going to lead you to your goal. Or maybe it is, if your goal has to do with smoking cigarettes, I don't know. I'm simply saying if I'm watching TV on my iPhone for an hour and that has nothing to do with my passion, and then I say I didn't have time to advertise on this site, I didn't have time to upload these photos to Etsy, I look back at that hour and I probably could have done 30 minutes and put a half hour more towards my highest excitement before I say I don't have time. My baseball cards, I love them. I love collecting cards, but about a month ago I made a decision to cut down the amount of time I spend with them and the amount of money I spend on them. Because if I'm saying I don't have time to get on TikTok or YouTube or Etsy or Facebook and promote my business, but I have time to mess around with the baseball cards, then I'm using that as an excuse. Because if my true passion is to be in a specific reality, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get there. And this is individually based. All I'm saying is be aware of where you spend your time before you say you don't have time. And if you don't have the energy, look at where you're spending your energy. Do you have to stay up till 12 o'clock at night watching TV? No. Go to bed early. Me, I like to be in bed earlier than 10 o'clock, earlier than 9 o'clock, because I like to be up and out the house by 5. I like to be in the studio by 5:30 if possible. But if I'm staying up till 11, 12 at night watching TV, I'm gonna be tired the next day. If I'm eating foods that don't give me energy, I'm gonna be tired during the day. You have the ability and the energy to do whatever you want. It's just a matter of what you're focusing that on and being aware of it. Awareness is everything, and integrity is everything. So I'm aware of the fact that when I say I'm gonna do something now, I'm 99% gonna do it, because I used to tell myself, man, I'm gonna do this, and I wouldn't do it, and I didn't like that. And what stopped me from that? Excuses. It took me however long it took me up until recently to get on Etsy, and the reason why was because I didn't know how Etsy worked, and I was waiting for it to be shown to me rather than do it myself. And I would watch magic videos on YouTube rather than YouTube videos on how to be on Etsy or on YouTube or whatever. I have excuses, but I'm starting to make a list of my excuses and replacing them with reasons of how I can instead of I can't.